Hi, my name is Priyal Himanshu Kapadia and my student ID is S224741685 and this is my task 5.2p of SIT Object-Oriented Programming, and in this task um, I'm going to do is make a bank system kind of thing which has withdraw transaction, deposit transaction, and transfer transactions. It is like updated version of 3.2p task. In this task, what I have done is I have made one account.cs file where we do is nothing but we make we construct we have make a we have made a constructor which constructs an account. I've kept it different from everything, and then we have got withdraw transaction task. In this task, we are doing nothing but initializing the like it is not initializing, but we are declaring the string, account number as string, account holder name as account holder as string, balance, and then we can use this as like setting constructing an object. And now let's go to withdraw transaction. We are calling account from account.cs, and then like it is like a private instance variable. And then we have got decimal type of amount, boolean success, execute success and reversed is like boolean type, that is true or false. In this we are making a constructor over here which constructs which initiates the method by taking parameters account name and decimal amount of how much to be withdrawn. Um, it checks if the account is null, then it passes an argument, and if the amount is less than zero, it also passes an error which says amount must be greater than zero. And then we have got properties which are like we have just declared these properties if because this indicates if the transaction has been executed, if the transaction has been successful, if the transaction has been reversed successfully. This is what we are using over here. Execute method is nothing but it checks if the transaction is executed. If execute is true, then if the execution is already true, then what we state is transaction has already been executed. If account dot balance is less than, now here we declare execution as true. And then if account dot balance is less than the amount, then it means that there is insufficient funds. We check the balance, and it passes the error saying insufficient funds. And if the transaction is done, then what if the withdrawal is done, because of which what we do is account dot balance minus is the amount so that the withdrawal is done. So now the balance from which the account has been created decreases. The rollback is nothing but it is used to reverse the withdrawal. Over here, it does the same thing. If the execution is not done, then if the execution is false, then it prints an error saying cannot roll back because the execution was not done. If reverse is true, then it says transaction has already been reversed. If success is not true, success of the withdrawal, it says cannot roll back because original transaction failed. If the rollback is done, what we do is withdrawal and then rollback, that is putting the money back. So we increase the amount of the balance by doing plus, and mark the reverse as true. Printing is nothing but the same thing. The deposit amount is same. It is over here the logic changes that account dot balance minus, and on rollback it is minus, and on deposit it is plus. That says everything else is same. The major changes are over here. What we are doing is we are calling two accounts. We are creating a constructor which takes two accounts, that is from account one to account one, that is two different account names, and the amount which is to be transferred. What happens is it checks first that if both the accounts are not null, and if it is null, then it can and passes an error. And if the amount is less than zero, then it passes an error again that amount should be greater than zero. Everything else is same. And now whatever here execution is done is in a way that if execution, what it does is it checks if execution is true. If the execution is true, then it says that it passes the message that transfer has already been executed. And then what it does is withdraw dot execute. It withdraws first from the first amount, and then it tries and deposit in the next one, catches if any error, And if deposit fails or rollback withdraw or rollback withdrawal, it throws an error that transfer failed during deposit withdrawal rolled back. That's what it states. And if roll and then rollback transfer, like transferring what changes have been made, we need to undo that. So we have made a rollback method in transfer transaction as well. What it does is it put backs the money to the original account. If it is false, the execution is false, it says cannot roll back because the transfer was not executed. If reversed, then it says the transfer has already been reversed. um what it does is prints the amount. I have printed both individual transactions as well, so that we know that how the withdrawal is done in the first account and then it is deposited in the second account. The program.cs file is like the main point of the program from where the program starts. So it is like I have created two accounts, account 1 and account 2, Priyal and Mitwa. And the initial balance, I have printed the initial balance of account 1 and account 2 so that we get to know. And then the second thing which I have done is perform a deposit on account 1, that is on account Priyal, that is of $50. That is, if it is started on $100, then the deposit, after deposit, it will be 150. I have executed it and I have printed the details as well. And then I have printed a line which says that balance after deposit in account 1 is the balance. Then I have performed a withdrawal in account for account 1 from account 1, that is 30. So it was 150 and then minus 30 is 120. So on execution it will be true, printing will be 120, and this line will print Priyal 120, balance after withdrawal in Priyal 120. Then perform a transfer from account 1 to account 2. So what I have done is I have executed it, I have printed it, and on execution also it prints both the, like, it prints both the things in print on execution, and during printing it prints withdrawal and the uh deposit, like personal withdrawal and deposit of account 1 and account 2 respectively. And then I have printed one line that says balances after roll. And then I have done, and then I have, yes, that account balance after transfer is account in account 1 is this, and account 2 is this. Then I have rolled back the transfer, so it will come back to original. Now I have already run the program. I will run it again so that we can know that the code is working. Okay, as you can see, the first thing first done over here is Priyal and Mitwa stated deposition in account 1, that is 150, withdrawal in account 1, that is 120. Here execution is true, success is true, reverse is false because we have not rolled back yet. Transfer transaction is from account 1. I have printed in the transfer transaction, I have made sure that it prints that execution is true and the success is true so that I get to know if there is any error. To account deposit execution is true, success is true. For transfer, the whole transfer success is true, transfer execution is true, transfer reverse is false because we have not rolled back yet. So it is set to false. And now the personal transaction are also printed. That is for account 1, withdrawn from account 1. As you can see, we have withdrawal account amount 40. So it is true, deposited in this account 40, true, reverse false. Balance after transfer is 1, Priyal 80, it was 120 minus 40, 80, and because 50 plus 40, 90. Transfer transaction, reverse true because we have rolled back it, again reverse true because we have rolled back it, transfer reverse true because we have rolled back it. So what will be the output? Priyal 120 again because 40 gone over here comes back and reduces 40 from here, that is 50. This was my task. Thank you.